Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1263 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for December 3rd, 2024. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1263. I'm gonna start with the word empty. Okay, only got the Y green. Which was not what I was expecting at all. Okay, so Y goes last, but I think because there are so many words that end in Y that I can still form, I think it's best to use the elimination strategy, which is to guess a word with 5 new letters, ignoring the previous clues. Um, let's see if there's a good word. Corns. Um, can you plural corn? Um, Anyway, that's not the main point, but why I'm guessing this is because I want to test 4 new consonants that are commonly used and also another vowel. So let's go with corns. Okay, only got the S yellow, so S goes somewhere else, but um, still, there are many words that can form. Like shady is one of the words, shaky. Um, let's try shaky and see what happens. And shaky is today's Wordle answer. Okay, I actually did not expect to get that correct. Because there was shady, um, like S does not have to go, it doesn't have to go first. It could be husky, or dusky, um, or it could be something ASHY, or fishy. Like, there are just so many possible options. But I just tried a word to see whether there's an A, whether S and H are consonants correctly placed. I just tried and surprisingly got very lucky, and today's Wordle answer is shaky. So yeah, that's how I got it in 3 tries. Used the elimination strategy on my second guess, and very luckily, I guessed today's Wordle answer shaky in 3 tries. So yeah, I'll definitely take that. Very glad about it. So yeah, this is Wordle number 1263. After I'm done with this, let's move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is December 3rd, 2024. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. All of these ones force the digit 1 into this cell in block 2. This one points left to force the digit 1 into column 2 in block 7. And then these ones force the digit 1 into this cell in block 4. And then these ones point right. These 2's point up. These 3's force the digit 3 into this cell in block 2, and then these 3's force the digit 3 into one of these 2 cells in block 5, and I think that's it for 3's. What about the 4's? This 4 points left, and this 4 points down. So in block 5, the digit 4 is forced into row 5, and then these 4's point left. These 5's force the digit 5 into one of these 2 cells in block 6. Alright, I don't see much to do with the 6's, so let's move on to the 7's. These 7's force the digit 7 into this cell in block 5, and these 7's point down to force the digit 7 into this cell in block 4. Let's see whether the 8's do something. These 8's force the digit 8 into one of these 2 cells in block 4, into one of these 2 cells. Okay, this 4 points. Did I say 4? This 8 points up and this 8 points right. So in block 2, the digit 8 is forced into column 6. And then these 8 point down, and this cell sees another 8. Okay, don't see much going on with the 9's either, because we've only got this 9. Okay, Hmm. Let's see. The missing digits of column 3 are 2, 3, 5, and 6. This cell sees 3, so it's 2, 5, or 6 only. This cell sees 3 and 5, so it can only contain either 2 or 6. This cell sees 6, so it's 2, 3, or 5. Hmm. Um, okay, apologies. Really am slightly lost as to um, as to what's next. How do I progress? Okay, I think I would have to mark down the digits in cells that are more limited, so they have less possible digits that go in certain cells. So, for instance, in column 1, the missing digits are 2, 4, 5, and 9. This cell sees 5, so it's 2, 4, or 9. This cell sees a 4, so it's 2, 5, or 9. And these two cells see another 2. And this cell sees 4 from block 5. So this cell can only contain 5 or 9, and this cell is 4, 5, or 9. Oh, okay, I found it. Well, um, this came in play immediately after I started marking. So, apart from 3 and 4, 5 and 9 are other missing digits of block 5. So let's mark those down. Okay, they should go like this. And now, in row 5, we have found a 459 triple. So let's double check. The missing digits of block 5 are 3, 4, 5, and 9. These two cells C3. So these two cells can only contain 4, 5, or 9. And this cell, it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, does not see 5, sees 6, 7, 8, does not see 9. So this cell can only contain either 5 or 9. Now look at row 5. There are 3 open cells which only contain 3 certain digits, 4, 5, and 9 in this case. And remember that in Sudoku, we cannot leave cells empty. So in order to avoid empty cells, I must keep all 4, 5, and 9 in these 3 cells. Otherwise, if I were to put, let's say, a 9 in this cell, which seems fine for now, okay, then let's say this is a 5 and 4. What happens? This cell would have no digits. So if I were to put 4, 5, or 9 elsewhere, at least one of these cells would end up being empty, and of course we don't want that to happen. So in order to avoid empty cells, I must keep 4, 5, and 9 in these 3 cells. So this 4, 5, 9 triple eliminates 4s, 5s, and 9s from all other open cells in this row. So because of this 4, 5, 9 triple, this cell cannot contain 5 or 9 anymore, because 5 and 9 go in either one of these 3 cells. And no matter which cell 5 or 9 ends up in, this cell sees all the cells involved in the triple. So I can eliminate 5 and 9 from this cell. It makes this cell a 3, because now it can't contain any other digits apart from 3. So 3 is the only digit that can go into this cell after eliminating 4, 5, and 9 because of this triple. Okay, it also means that the other 3 open cells in row 5 form a 1, 6, 8 triple. This cell, it sees 1, so it's only 6 or 8. Or sees this one as well. So 68168, like this. And you might have noticed that 5 in this cell is eliminated because it sees 5 from the 459 triple. So after 5 is eliminated from this cell, I can force the digit 5 into this cell in block 6, which eliminates 5 from this cell, and now for block 5, it sees 4 and 5, so it must be a 9. 4-5 pair makes this cell the 9. Okay, this cell now cannot contain 9 nor 5, so this must be a 4. Double check. The missing digits of row 6 are 3, 4, and 8, and this cell indeed sees 3 and 8, so it must be a 4, leaving behind a 3-8 pair in this row. Okay, 9 in these two cells are eliminated, and this cell also sees 4. So for column 1, I can place the 2 and 5 like this to complete this column. This 2 eliminates 2 from these two cells, making this cell a 6 and this a 5. Remember that in column 3, the missing digits are 2, 3, 5, and 6. Well, you don't really have to remember that. You can just see it. Just look at this column. 2, 3, 5, and 6 are the missing digits. This cell sees 2, 3, and 5, so it must be a 6. And this cell now sees 2, 3, and 6, so it must be a 5. I'm doing this to double check, because I've already done the markings, which are logic that I previously found, and logic won't change as long as what you've said is correct. So I can just look at the markings and place the 6 and 5 like this. Okay, and then 2 and 3 are the missing digits of this column. The missing digits of block 1 are 4 and 9. Hmm. Okay, I see it. In column 4, 2 and 6 are missing digits. This cell sees 2 and 6, and this cell also sees 2 and 6. So these two cells cannot contain 2 and 6. So where do 2 and 6 go in column 4? In these two cells. Because both 2 and 6 are still missing from column 4, so I have to fit both of them somewhere in this column, and cannot go into these two cells. So, in order to fit both 2 and 6 into column 4, I have to make these two cells reserved for 2 and 6, because both of 2 and 6 can only go into these two cells. So, again, in order to fit both 2 and 6 into column 4, I have to make these two cells reserved for 2 and 6. So this 2-6 pair eliminates all other digits from these two cells. So this 2-6 pair makes the other two open cells in this column a 5-7 pair. Oh, but this cell sees a 5. So I can place 7 in this cell and the other one a 5. These 7s points down and this cell sees another 7. So in block 8, the digit 7 is forced into this cell, and then these 7s point right. These 7s point right and this cell sees another 7. So in block 3, the digit 7 is forced into this cell, which eliminates 7 from this cell. So in block 9, the digit 7 is forced into this cell. Okay, all 7s are placed. That's nice. You may have noticed that the 7 removed one of the two possibilities for 2, so I can immediately make this a 2, based on the markings I've done. Or, just to double check, you can say that these 2's force the digit 2 into this cell in block 3. It's basically the same thing, the same concept. But it's just for convenience. The markings are just for uh, quicker solving and more convenient, so it has a... Well, if you want to solve it efficiently, then do it by the markings, which are just previous logic found. So yeah. 4, 5, no, sorry, 4, 8, and 9 are the missing digits of row 3. This cell sees a 4, so it's 8 or 9 only. In row 1, 6, 8, and 9 are missing digits. This cell sees 6, so it's 8 or 9, 6, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9. You might have noticed the 8, 9 pair in block 2. As you can see, in block 2, or column 6, because they line up in this column. But anyway, these two cells only contain two certain digits, 8 and 9. So in order to avoid empty cells, I must keep both 8 and 9 in these two cells, because once again, both of these two open cells only contain 8 and 9, which are two digits. So the only combinations are 8, 9 or 9, 8. Any other combinations, let's say I put 9 here, then at least one of these cells would end up being empty, and we have to avoid empty cells at all costs in Sudoku. So in order to avoid empty cells, I must keep both 8 and 9 in these two cells, so I can say that this 8-9 pair eliminates 8s and 9s from all other open cells in this column, and block 2. So this 8-9 pair makes the other three open cells in column 6 a 2, 4, 5 triple, and this 8-9 pair makes the other three open cells in block 2 a 2, 5, 6 triple. This cell C is a 2. Okay, so yeah, 2, 4, 5 triple and 2, 5, 6 triple. So this 8-9 pair affects both block 2 and column 6. This 2, 5, 6 triple makes the other two open cells in row 2 a 4, 9 pair. You could have just done it by saying that the missing digits of block 3 are 4, 6, 8, and 9, and this cell sees 6 and 8, so it can only be 4 or 9. Um, okay, this 4 points down and this 4 points right. So in block 9, the digit 4 is forced into row 7, which eliminates 4 from the cell. Because right now, I've just found out that the digit 4 in block 9 is forced into row 7. So no matter what, no matter what, 4 is forced into one of these two cells, and whichever cell 4 ends up in, this cell sees both of them. So this cell cannot contain a 4. So now, for column 6, this cell is the only cell available for 4, so I can make this a 4. Because 4 cannot go anywhere else in this column. So it can only go into this cell, I must make this a 4. Which makes this a 5 to complete block 5. This a 6, 2, and 5 based on the markings. This is a 2 for this pair. This cell is a 6 to complete this column. Okay, in column 5, the missing digits are 4, 8, and 9. This cell sees 9, so it's 4, 8, 4, 8, 9, 4, 8, 9. But this cell sees 4 and 8. This cell sees 4 and 8, so it can only be a 9, leaving behind a 4, 8 pair. Okay, the digits 6 and 9 point right. So these three cells form a 4, 6, 9 triple. But actually earlier I've said that this cell cannot contain 4 because it sees 4 from block 9. There's already 4 in row 7. So no other open cell in row 7 can contain a 4, which means that this cell must be an 8, and this cell is a 4. These 8s point right to force the digit 8 into this cell in block 9, making these two cells a 1, 3 pair. But this cell sees a 3, so I can place 1 and 3 this way. This is a 2 to complete this row, and this is a 1 to complete row 9. This 2 makes this a 3, and this a 2. This is a 5 to complete block 7. 3, 6, and 8 are the missing digits of block 4. But this cell sees 8, so it's 3 or 6 only. 3, 6, and 9 are the missing digits of row 4. Okay, where's the breakthrough? The break-in point. This cell sees 1 and 8 now. So for column 9, this must be a 6 and the other one is a 9, leaving behind a 4, 6 pair in block 9. Okay, 6 in this cell is eliminated. I can make this 8, 3, 6, 8, 1. These two cells are for 3 and 9. This cell sees a 3. So to complete to complete row 4, I can place the 9 and 3 this way. This 9 eliminates 9 from this cell, making this cell a 4, 9, 4. This cell now sees 4, so I can make the 6, 4, 6, 8, 9, and the Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, I finished today's New York Times Hard Sudoku in slightly over 18 minutes, so I would say it's mostly straightforward, but, I mean, it is very possible to struggle if you don't spot the key spots. Um, some places could be tricky, so I'll go over the key spots as a quick summary. So I feel like the 459 triple in row 5 was definitely significant for progress towards the beginning. So after placing all the basic things just by scanning all digits 1 through 9 and can't place any more digits simply, um, and that you have to do the markings, you can find the 459 triple in row 5. So this 459 triple really helped for row 5, placing this 3 and having more deductions, and it also limited row 6 and the placement of digits in column 1. So yeah. And then later on, I think the 8-9 pair in block 2 or column 6 works for both of them. That's more towards the end. So the 8-9 pair that works for both block 2 and column 6. This 8-9 pair was quite useful towards the end. So yeah, I feel like these were the major key spots. Of course, there are other um things that you might want to see and you don't want to miss out, otherwise you'll struggle. But of course, I can't recall everything. So if you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you. And hopefully this video helped. That's it for today. Today is December 3rd, 2024. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1263 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for today. See you all in tomorrow's video. Bye!